It was one of those crisp autumn mornings when everything I thought I knew about my quiet life got flipped upside down. There she was, Karen Voss, the self-appointed queen of our Willow Creek neighborhood, strutting up to my late Nana Ruth's front porch with a stack of eviction papers flapping in the breeze like some twisted victory flag, her face all smug and satisfied, as if she'd just scored the deal of the century. What she didn't have a clue about was that I, Jake Harlan, actually owned the shimmering Willow Lake she gazed at every day from her fancy deck, not to mention the gravel lot where her whole clique parked their shiny SUVs. Yeah, 3 months back, I was staring down the barrel of losing the family haven that had been our rock for generations, all because this power-tripping neighbor decided my weathered log cabin was a blight on her picture-perfect suburbia. She slapped me with 72 hours to clear out or face the law. But bullies like her? They never bother digging deep, and man, did she mess with the wrong grandson. Let me take you back to how this whole mess unfolded. It started 2 years ago when Nana Ruth passed at 92, leaving me her cozy cabin on what the old deeds called 2.5 acres of tangled woods and wetland along the lake's edge. It wasn't some glossy retreat, nah, just a solid hideaway pieced together in '65 from hardy oak beams, where my folks and I had spent summers fishing and forgetting the world. Nana always joked about it being her useless bog patch, with this sly grin like she was in on some cosmic prank. I figured it was her way of staying humble, but turns out she was miles ahead, strategizing like a pro while the rest of us fumbled along. After my marriage crashed and burned, torching my high-stress marketing gig in the city, I ditched the suits for freelance graphic design from home, craving that peace where dawn meant geese honking over glassy water, and evenings were me kicking back on the rickety pier, toes skimming the cool depths, watching fireflies dance like old memories. But tranquility draws trouble, doesn't it? About 4 years ago, this slick developer, Mitch Harlan, no relation, thank God, rolled in and slapped up Willow Creek Estates, 52 cookie-cutter mansions ringing the lake like an overpriced crown. Most folks moving in were all right. Empty nesters fleeing urban chaos or families hunting that serene vibe I cherished. Then came Karen, pulling up in her pristine Lexus, all tennis skirts and polished nails, straight from some upscale enclave, and within months, she'd crowned herself head of the Lakeside Enhancement Board. Her first victims were the sweet old Millers, hit with a $212 fine for their quirky red birdhouse that clashed with community aesthetics. Then she went after Korean War vet Hank Riley, ordering him to yank down his unapproved veteran memorial flag because it disrupted visual harmony. Her heels clicking on sidewalks became our warning bell. Click, 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 and you'd brace for a sermon on upholding standards that made your blood boil. A year and a half back, the HOA solidified when Mitch sold off his last plots, and Karen pounced, rallying a board of yes-men to assert control over every lakeside spot, even my Nana's cabin that predated their plastic paradise by decades. I remember thinking how my Uncle Frank, the sharp-eyed estate attorney who'd semi-retired to golf and grandkids, always warned that HOAs love overreaching if you don't push back. This lady had the nerve to boss around land my family had tamed before she was even a twinkle in her parents' eyes. The pressure ramped up fast. Bills for $250 monthly dues landing in my mailbox, followed by certified demands for $500 in design violation fees, because my natural oak exterior wasn't her mandated bland taupe siding. I'd chuckle and toss him in the wood stove, assuming any judge would see through it. Nana's place was grandfathered in from the Nixon era, or so I believed, never having double-checked the fine print. Karen didn't back off, though. She sicked a shady lawyer on me, filing phony liens that tanked my credit for a bit, then dug into my divorce papers, whispering around that I was some volatile loner endangering family values. The neighborhood split like a rotten log, her inner circle of about 15 diehards lapping up her vision of uniform lawns and matching fences, while maybe 20 others sided with me quietly, scarred from watching her bulldoze the Millers and Hank. The rest just wanted calm waters, puzzled why my rustic charm bugged her so much. Then came that fateful Tuesday, her heels thumping up my steps like doom's drumbeat, waving those papers, her perfume cloying as she sneered, "Mr. Harlan, your eyesore is dragging us all down. 72 hours to vacate, or we'll make this ugly." Standing there, absorbing her lecture on land my bloodline had loved for ages, Nana's knowing wink flashed in my mind, time to unearth what she'd truly bequeathed. Next day, sipping coffee that burned like payback, I eyed Karen's Lexus gleaming in that community lot. She'd gone full throttle post-ultimatum, lodging complaints with the county about my hazardous old boathouse that had outlasted storms her McMansion would crumble in. Then at the neighborhood potluck, she cornered folks by the grill, dabbing sauce off her chin while hissing, "We can't let one holdout tank our investments. He's a threat to our harmony." Her voice dripped that fake concern that grates like nails on chalk. Online, she blasted a rant on the group chat. Pics of my cabin angled to look derelict, captions screaming, "When one ruins it for all," and "Standards save us," getting thumbs up from her minions, but eye rolls from the sane ones. That's when Uncle Frank's holiday tales clicked. He'd spun yarns about ancient lake properties hiding legal gems if you hunted right, toasting with bourbon. Knowledge crushes tyrants, kid. Dig before you yield. So Monday, I dove into the county archives, dust thick as forgotten dreams, guided by Clerk Mabel, who'd filed deeds since Reagan. "Darlin', old lake lots age like fine bourbon," she drawled, unearthing files that made my pulse race. My spread held riparian rights from an 1887 claim, shielding it from newbie rules, plus grandfathered builds immune to codes. But the kicker? Faded maps showed my boundary stretching 250 feet farther, gobbling up that parking gravel. Mabel grinned. "That lot y'all park on? That's yours, sweetie." My mind spun. Karen's crew had been squatting daily, her Lexus included. I photocopied it all, hands shaky, then bolted to Uncle Frank's office. Leather scents mingling with triumph as he pored over docs, chuckling, "Ruth was a genius. This flips the script, but we need fresh surveys to nail it." Driving past that lot, her car mocking me, I smirked. Game on. Karen doubled down, calling an urgent HOA huddle, flyers like war decrees, then door-knocking with her clipboard, sweet-talking the Smiths. "Unity or our values plummet. Do you want your nest egg trashed by that stubborn relic?" By dusk, she'd snagged 25 signatures for decisive action, the air sour with division. Desperate, I raided Nana's cellar, forbidden in my youth, packed with yellowed papers smelling of time and secrets. There, in a locked trunk, the 65 survey, inked precisely, confirming I owned that kidney-shaped lot plus lakebed chunks where boats moored. Heart-pounding, I called surveyor Tom Hayes, son of the original mapper, who loaded gear like a space mission, muttering, "Old divides hide shocks. Digital maps lost the plot." Hours later, his tech affirmed it. 18 parking spots mine, entrance road 2, and boom, the docks floated on my water, Joa pocketing $180 monthly per slip from 25 boats over 4 years. That's over $180,000 in my stolen revenue. But wait, the lake itself? State records revealed the whole 52-acre gem stayed private with our parcel. No public handover, so every splash, every cast, trespassing. HOA sold access as a perk, boosting sales while slashing taxes via fake shared lake claims. Residents dodging $350,000 in dues collectively. Karen wasn't just harassing. She was profiting off my legacy, her motives rooted in greed, masking as community pride to feed her ego and wallet, probably resenting my independence amid her controlled fiefdom. We mapped it underwater with sonar, Tom whistling. "You control their dream. Values, fun, all hinge on you." Karen amped up, scheduling a safety summit with Sheriff Lopez attending. Flyers warning of trespass threats, implying I'd snap. Thursday, I prepped with Uncle Frank turning general, rallying Tom for boundaries, eco-lawyer Elena for water rights, and neighbor Mike, who'd spied Karen's scams, boxes of proof, her Lexus expensed, club dues, leadership training, skimming $18,000 from funds while threatening fines. Mike seethed. "She's a thief cloaked in rules, pocketing while preaching." We planned. Parking reveal first, Lake Nuke if needed. Offer cheap access, $20 month parking, $80 year lake, $60 your slip. Fair, making refusal nuts. Karen's finale? Hiring a PI snapping pics from my woods. I caught him. "Just workin', pal." But he trespassed. Code Inspector Pete cleared my place, sighing to her. "No issues, lady. Stop wasting time." She rallied boat owners, smearing me as unhinged, twisting my split into violent tendencies, turning neutrals wary. Cameras caught her sneaking for shots. Mike's banks showed embezzlement, a racket, extorting fees to her pocket. Allies grew. Sandra Jones, fed up, whispered, "She's the real hazard." Sheriff probed her fake threat call, records clearing me. Her slideshow assassinated my character, history of defiance, with bogus stats on value drops. Meeting night crackled, room packed, Karen prosecuting. This scofflaw endangers us all. 400 daily fines now. Slides damned me as a menace. Then I rose. Hold up. Let's clarify ownership. Tom projected boundaries. Parking mine. Gasps. Impossible, she barked. Uncle Frank. Trespassing, folks. Then the hammer. The lake? Mine too. Your fees, swims, all on my water. Chaos erupted, her lawyer bolting. Sheriff calmed. I offered peace. Cut rates, fund fixes, beach, lights, cleanups, vote. 51, yes, Karen, no. New association bloomed, her probed for fraud, fleeing at a loss. Values soared with legal access, Nana's fund scholarships, eco-kids, festivals united us. Neighbors pitched in. Sandra's hubby wired, Miller's landscaped, healing rifts, proving cooperation trumps control. But was I too lenient, letting embezzlers slide for harmony? Or did mercy build stronger bonds? What do you think? Fair play or soft? Share your HOA hells. Who deserved what? How you'd handle? Drop comments? Let's debate justice in these tight-knit spots. If this tale of turning tables hits home, like subscribe, your story might spark the next.